as they race 2 by 2. Dave, an update on that 21?
Yeah, Rick, the team just informed me, and that was a scramble right there, that they were actually going to the back anyway after qualifying.
The 51
big crash
was around. Also, the 21 caught up in it. Austin Hill. After starting in the back now, he was involved in this incident. We saw the 50.
The 51 gets stacked up, gets pushed to the apron, and at that point, the whole bottom line stacks up. But the wreck is really the 51, right? The 26 pushes the 51 down on the bottom. You're going to see him right here. Gets down on the apron, and now everybody starts to check up, and that's kind of a chain reaction. The wreck behind is a reaction to the 51 wrecking.
The 51 sideways, and
understanding that.
And it was surprising because Jeremy Clements in that 51 looked like he went down on the yellow line, and then when he was self-correcting, just lost control of this car.
Oh, look at this damage.
Coming up on 1 to go and into the wall. One car, the one of Sam Mayer, spins on the apron, and the caution's going to come out before the end of the stage.
You called it, Rick. It starts with the 5 of Alfredo. You're going to see him back right there. Looks like a big wiggle, was getting a push, maybe lost the back of the race car, off the nose of the 1, then the 1 loses control himself, goes for a big slide, ends up saving it. Yeah, you see right there, the 1 is, I'm sorry, the 2, the Jesse Love. Those cars look so similar. The 2 of Jesse Love was just to the inside, the left rear quarter of Alfredo. And here, this will be a great view.
Yeah, up the racetrack, contact, and then behind them, I think Sam Mayer saw it happen.
John Hunter Nemechek has won twice behind the wheel of that 20. Ryan Truex has already won. He won at Dover earlier this year.
How about the 5 of Alfredo? We saw him make contact with the, oh no, the 9 going around.
Brandon Jones in the concrete, the asphalt there, and does he stay up the wall? He will, and he's trying to stay out of the grass.
You're all here. You get back to the apron here.
Brandon Jones
down the back straightaway. People running into the back of each other, and Brandon Jones just never could get caught back up. And Steve, you mentioned it, all of this is asphalt. Never once got in the grass. That allowed him to get the car slowed down. Bump right there, another bump. Now he's out of control, and fortunately there was a place for him to go in that bottom lane. Normally there's a car there.
Yes.
And it causes a 15-car wreck, but in this case, the seas parted, and down the racetrack he goes.
That was Jesse Love we were riding along with that was behind the 9, but I think Jesse Love had guys pushing him from behind too.
And you have to give credit, I think, to the 97, who right here, he's off the gas, obviously, because he's on the bottom and backing up. So SVG sees momentum. The 9.
24 to go. Everybody knows it's go time. Contact.
Oh, and a wreck. Jesse Love gets turned around. The 31 also involved. The 9 of Brandon Jones. The 27 of Jeff Burton.
Just going to see right here. It kind of gets stacked up in the back. A little bit of movement. Push gone wrong. 8 goes around. Catches Jeff Burton, which pushes a bunch of cars to the bottom. The 31 back up the racetrack. Pretty hard contact with the right rear and the right front.
Saw the 00 Cole Custer involved.
Well, there you have it. Basically, Jeff Burton offset to the right rear quarter of the 9 barely, and then the 8. Then the 8 gets taken 3 wide, which ends up being 4 wide. That was a great replay.
Here's Jesse Love across the racetrack.
Oh. The hits just keep coming.
Yeah, the wrecks seem to last forever.
That was Cole Custer that he pulled right up behind.
And remember, this is about 190 miles per hour. Great job right there.
Sheldon Creed, wow. And I'm not so sure the 00 ends up getting any damage here. I think he just ends up having to stop. He got into the side of the 38. Riding along with Jeff.
Everybody knows, right? You're inside 25 to go. They're all looking for some real estate.
Oh, it is. The big one's going to happen. The 5 of Alfredo was involved.
The 5's backing up quickly. I'm not sure if he has an issue. And as the stack up happens, the 26 gets kind of checked up. The 45 gets in the back of the 26. I don't know if the 5 has a flat right here, if he just gets loose. 26 goes left to miss him.
And 26 hit hard on that outside wall. When he goes back up here, nobody stops him. Bam, right there.
Yeah, it's that quickly things
SVG
happen.
also involved in this. And as many cars are involved in the cleanup that it's going to take, Steve, could we get to overtime with this?
Well, we absolutely could. It's 4 to go right here. We haven't heard anything from NASCAR about stopping them, and it looks...
When does someone make a move? And right there, the 16's going to slide. He got a shove from behind. He's going to go back up the racetrack. He gets into the wall.
Big push from behind to the 48. And I'm not so sure that Parker wanted to be there as much as he was being forced there from behind.
And as Parker moves left on the bumper, we've seen you have to push very square. Once you get to the right to the left corner, the 16 either turns left to block or the car itself just spins and makes it look like he's turning left. It's hard to know exactly.
What a win would do for him tonight. Incredible. And he fits into that category. Oh, and here we go. Chastain's involved. Noah Gragson, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson.
Oh, Noah. No, I don't know if Noah's getting pushed and lost control. Then he goes to the left. That's what it looked like to me. He just immediately shot to the left. Here you go, being a big pushback from Corey right here. Shoves him to the left. He has to correct it. Then he comes back across the racetrack in front of Corey. And that's what we talked about earlier. You can push and you can shove, but when you don't do it correctly and you get it wrong just by a little bit, you mistime it, this is what happens. Here you go. Watch the 7, the 10, the 1. The 10 is against the 1. The 7 starts pushing him. There's nowhere for the 10 to go.
There was about 10 cars involved in that as we are midway through stage 2, and it's happened.
Next time by. You just got to give as much notice as possible.
Yeah, it does you no good to get run over coming to pit road.
Whoa, here we go. John Hunter Nemechek goes for a wild ride, trying to get down to that low side. On as the bus stop, the Le Mans chicane as it's called now, and look at that. That once upon a time, to Jeff's point, was grass. Thankfully now it's all asphalt, and John Hunter Nemechek does not roll. Just slides.
Watch the contact from the 5. Boom. That shoots him into the 51, and around he goes. And that noise is grinding pace out of that race car. It's bringing the speed down. When it gets in grass, it doesn't slow down like that. We've seen so many cars flip. You can see the contact from the 5. It moved the 42, and around he goes.
Big test for that new fin on the rear window. You saw the back of that car hop a few times. Without a doubt, stayed glued to the pavement, as you pointed out, Jeff. Very important.
Standings.
So now,
can he push his way further forward over these closing 8 laps coming up?
oh, they got together at 3.
Whoa! McDowell goes up high. Larson is in it. Reddick's in it. Logano, Wallace, Haley.
tries to get to the outside, lifts right there, and still contact. And then, look at this.
Whoa. And Michael McDowell, who knows what it's like to have a massive crash at a high-speed track, got away with that one.
See the fire come out of the pipes of the 2-car? He was being pushed by the 4. He knew he had too much speed. He was doing all he could to prevent it, but it just could not get it slowed down. See the additional aerodynamic devices that were applied on the cars this week to prevent the cars from getting in the air.
Absolutely. It's impossible to know exactly what part or piece, but clearly the 34 was on his way upside down and came back onto its tires. The work by NASCAR. Look at this right here. Nowhere to go. Nothing to do.
To go for Ricky
that
Stenhouse.
extra work by NASCAR helping. This is the concern, right? When you're hit with another car, when the 22 makes contact, the 34 instantly goes in the air. And if this car continues to tumble, it's the 22, 23 down the line, but it comes back, I say onto the tire, onto the wall actually, and then makes contact with the tires. You see Bubba Wallace in it, the 45 of Reddick in it. Both 2311 cars.
This is the view from Kyle Busch.
One of the worst wrecks I've ever seen. Ricky Craven at Talladega. Spun, car got in the air, and he went into the catch fence. This car of McDowell's comes back down and gets into the wall.
And there are cars involved, drivers involved there that have had terrific nights. But it is over. And look at how fortunate Michael McDowell was. Here's the view from Chris Buescher. Magical night.
Who's going to try to make it 3 wide? Whoa!
Whoa! Berry's gone, and he goes up and over. Huge hit for Josh Berry.
Gets spun. Contact. The 2 is getting pushed, and as soon as that car was pushing him, got turned around and went. This is what scared me, because Josh is hanging on his belts. He's not in his seat. He's hanging on his belt and has that frontal impact.
Everything that went right for the 34 to set his car back on the wheels didn't go right for Josh Berry, and I was
To the structural integrity. Here's the view from Austin Dillon. Oh. Massive hit with Gilliland.
Austin thought he was going to miss it, and then Gilliland came from nowhere. See, here's the push from behind, and then it moved the 2 car up. And again, pushing gone wrong. And they all stacked up, the 8, the 20. Now, the one thing about that car, when it's sat down on the roof,
yes.
look at the integrity of the roof. It's sitting there really strong. That's something this car is really good at. The older car, that roof would collapse. This car is much stronger. This is two weeks in a row, Steve, with cars in the air.
Yeah, a change was made. Obviously, more work to be done. At these speeds, the cars, here we go. This is on board with Berry.
Have a listen.
Gets turned around upside down. Lose the camera, but you know what happened.
Driver out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Boy, he took a ride, and thank goodness
Because of the four.
Yeah, look at Stingray Rob's going to find the fence.
Oh, is into the wall.
Yep, I lost it.
Yeah, it went around a lot earlier than what we've seen in the other ones. But you hear him say about the bottoming, the end of the back straight there as you head into turn 10.
And we see some moves now. That's on to Dixon into turn 7. Is that Kirkwood? We've seen this before, Townsend. Drivers getting pushed wide on the exit there. Dixon falling like a rock.
Massive penalty.
Contact.
This will be a big hit.
Dixon hard into the wall. One of the championship contenders is out and done.
And here's Dixon. Pushed wide, cars going by. And you see
Pietro Fittipaldi cases it on that little apex curb kink, which is sort of the start of turn 8, the curb back straightaway. I'm sure Pietro had no idea that that elevation was going to bounce him into Dixon. Race control will probably review that closely.
I think they're going to see it as probably a racing incident. And here's the thing, if he's a few inches further to driver's right, you don't line up the center of the tub on that curb. He probably gets away without getting the front end up in the air.
I don't agree with you, James. I think this is avoidable contact. Even if Pietro didn't know that the curb would do that, he's still the one initiating the move. He absolutely takes out Dixon. Dixon
should technically allow you to restart, and that was, he had it running.
He got that left rear kicker as he is able to restart his car. It comes right in front of Christian Rasmussen.
That was lazy. That was foolish to not look. So he spins around and then just drives straight for the racing line.
What is that all about?
He should be nowhere near that curve. That's
totally agree.
100% on the 77. I feel bad for Rasmussen. I hope there's no damage on the front of the 20.
Oh, and I see Rasmussen dropping, so is he stopping? And remember, he's in that tight battle for the last leading circle point paying position. 22nd in entrant points.
This is a replay on the left.